My name is David Morton. I'm the Landscape Curator here at Brucemore. It's a 26-acre estate located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and it's one of the few National Trust historic sites in the Midwest. And this show is about how to create this little piece of paradise in your own backyard. A day in the life of a gardener. So here we are, and I know almost everybody, when they think of Brucemore, they think of that beautiful, lovely Queen Anne house, and it's beautiful. But there's another little building right here that's just as beautiful. In fact, I think it's more beautiful because it's warm in the winter and we're cold out here. And we're going to talk a little bit about this Lord Burnham greenhouse with a special guest. And she's in here having tea, and we're going to talk about the Lord Burnham greenhouse. Come on, let's go. So I'm here with my colleague Jessica. She is the Curator of Museum Collections, and we've been working together for quite a few years now,
yeah,
like 10, 11 years almost?
Yep, 11 years.
I couldn't think of anybody better to talk to me or us about the Lord Burnham greenhouse, because it's a gem of a building here, and I love it, and was restored back in 2011, and I've been able to use it ever since. So we thought it'd be interesting, since it's winter, to talk about the greenhouse.
Great.
Can you tell me about Lord Burnham and how they started and how they came to be, and what are they about?
Yeah, sure. The company started in 1849. It was started by a carpenter. His name was Frederick A. Lord, so the Lord in Lord and Burnham. And he was building greenhouses in his hometown for his friends, basically, and became really popular. People really liked him, and so he decided to start doing it on a bigger scale. A few years later, 1872, his son-in-law joins the firm, so he's the Burnham in Lord and Burnham, and they come together and they start building all of these greenhouses. They have a lot of clients in the Hudson Valley, New York area, where there were a lot of estates, kind of like this one, and they started to kind of get a name for themselves.
Was this a common thing? Like at the turn of the century, was it a common thing for better-to-do, the
elites.
well-to-do, the
Yeah,
elites,
yeah.
to have these greenhouses on their property?
Yes, it was. It was pretty common for a lot of homes and estates of this size to have a conservatory. Okay. So a conservatory is essentially a greenhouse, but it's usually attached to like a home. So it's like a glass house that's attached to the front of your house. Sometimes it's a porch that's converted. Can do it a lot of different ways. Those were very popular in the Victorian era. In fact, Brucemore was originally built with a conservatory on the south side. It was really common. That was how you cultivated plants for inside of your house. And they were just considered kind of almost like a three-season porch, almost. Yeah. We think there was a period roughly from around probably 1908 to around 1914 when we don't know of any greenhouses or conservatories being on the property. And around 1915 is when we believe the Lord Burnham greenhouse was constructed.
I see. Is there a significance as to where it is on the property? Because I know, like, for example, it faces south, which is what you want in a greenhouse.
Right.
We have a bigger greenhouse that faces the opposite direction, and you can tell why you want it facing south.
Yeah.
Because in the wintertime, the sun heats it up.
Sure.
So, but is there a reason it was placed here on the property, or?
Yeah, I think it was probably for proximity to both the servants' duplex, which is right next door, because the head gardener, and there were a number of head gardeners over the years, of which you are continuing that legacy, but they needed to be close because while this greenhouse is automated now, we automated it when we did the restoration back in 2011, but before that it was all manual. So you needed to open and close the shutters, you needed to do that by hand. You needed to make sure that the boiler kept going during those cold winter months. So they needed proximity, and it's also fairly close to the garden. Yep. So you don't have to kind of cart things all the way across the property.
Right. We're going to stop here, and we're going to continue on in another episode where we look at the mechanics of the greenhouse and show you the automation that now exists where it didn't before. And I think that'd be really fun. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And let's have some cookies.
Don't mind if I do.
We hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, hit the like button, the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel.